I, Jennifer Brunner,
I, Jennifer Brunner,
affirm that I will uphold and support
affirm that I will uphold and support
the Constitution of the United States of America
the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the great state of Ohio.
and the Constitution of the great state of Ohio.
I further affirm
I further affirm
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform the duties
discharge and perform the duty
of Secretary of State
of Secretary of State
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
and my understanding.
and my understanding. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's at a time like this that the first thing you can think of, the only thing you can think of is giving thanks. And where do I start? I start first with my mother and my father who's, don't you cry, Mom. My father who's no longer here. And my stepdad, John, and my mother and father-in-law, Ken and Ruth Brunner, my sister Andrea, and my brother-in-law David, and my dear niece Molly, and my sister-in-law Becky, and Jacob, who you heard do the Pledge of Allegiance, and Jacob's brother Benjamin and his girlfriend Mallory. Your family, where the roots that you came from, don't worry, I'm not leaving you guys out. You've got a special the roots that you came from. I look at my mother. I have to tell you a little story. When I was in the office Wednesday, there was a piece of mail for me, and it was kind of fat. And Juanita said, I think maybe this is something you want to see. And so I opened up this folder, and there was a nice note, and the note said, you don't know me, but I know you. I lived next door to you on Texas Avenue in Springfield, Ohio, when you were just a baby. And Mibby had a picture of herself and me as a little toddler. She had copies of school pictures of myself, my sister Andrea, my brother Dan. And this was a person who read about the office and the election in the Springfield News-Sun. But, you know, I thought, I had a mother who was busy raising 4 children, who cared enough to write to someone years and years later, even when those people moved to Kansas, and they still cared enough about my mother and me. And that's the kind of people that we have in the state of Ohio, and that's the kind of family and upbringing that allows a person to have the courage to do something like leave a judgeship, or run for judge, or run for Secretary of State, or be a Boy Scout and carry the flag and so proudly say the Pledge of Allegiance. And I'm grateful for that kind of upbringing and family that I have and that my husband Rick had, and that's made us who we are today. Now, my husband Rick, I think the kind of speech he gave, it's really even hard for me to follow this. You know? I have been married to Rick for 28 and a half years. It'll be 29 in May. And as you can see, I have been blessed with his undying love and support, and for that I am eternally grateful. And my 3 children, oh gosh, can't do this, Kate, Laura, and John. Kate gave up a very secure position at the Ohio Supreme Court. She was doing something very near and dear to my heart, which was helping courts around the state set up drug courts and mental health courts, which is something I really admire Justice Stratton for her commitment to. And without her help, I would not have been able to start the Franklin County Drug Court called the TIES program. And I know some of my graduates are here today, and I'm very proud of them. And Kate realized that I needed some help on the campaign, and she said, you know, Mom, I really could do this. And I said, Kate, you wouldn't give up your job at the Supreme Court, would you? She said, yeah, I would. I'd do that for you. And so she left a nice secure job, came to work for me on the campaign. I didn't give her a raise. I just made sure she could make ends meet. And she started managing and kind of pinch hit for a while as fundraising. And she said, you know, I'm really good at this. I said, yeah, I know you're really good. And I said, well, maybe you could do this full time, but what about the management of the campaign? She said, oh, somebody else could do that. It's fine. I'll work with you on this. And there is no one I would rather sit with in a room for 4 or 5 or 6 hours a day or more and make phone calls with than Miss Kate Brunner. Believe me, you, there's nobody else who could say to me, Mom, you were really off your game on that call. And then there's Laura, who wore my badge in Boston every day, and who was rooting for me, who would look at the horrible commercials against me on the internet and be so disgusted and let me know how much she supported me, and who I promised as I was on the campaign trail that you will hear her sing at my swearing in. So I'm so proud of her that she's here today. And then there's John, who left college for a quarter and came to work for me full-time on the campaign. We put in a lot of hours. We put in a lot of time together. And you would think, oh, how nice, it's mother and son time together. But he put up with me being either on the phone, on the computer, or basically not talking with him for hours at a time. And finally, if it was a late night, I put the computer away and we'd just talk on the way home. And I said to the kids after the election, I am the luckiest person in the world that I got to spend this much time with my children. It means the world to me, and I want to thank you. And I must say also, we couldn't have done this without the many contributors, and we had contributors large and small, and this was a very unusual year. I must say that Ken Blackwell certainly was a lightning rod for raising money. and our campaign raised money from donors in all 50 states, from Americans living in France, in Japan, in Canada, in Mexico, from APO boxes, people in the armed services, and we could not have waged the campaign that we did against the money machine that I was running against without the help of not just the people of this state, but the good people of this country who care very deeply about what happens with their rights to democracy, with their elections, and what happens right here in Ohio. We are so fortunate. And then there are the people of our state, the good people of our state, who stepped up to the plate and who believed in our state, who wanted to change, and who were willing to give many of us, and me in particular, a chance. I was pretty much a nobody. I mean, the first time I ran for election, when I'm in a parade and people are reading the sign on the car and they're going, Brunner. And by the second election, they're saying Brunner, and I'm saying, yes, they're getting my name right. And by the time that they were willing to give Brunner a chance statewide and for me to win by 15 points and even to win in Hamilton County against my opponent, I am very grateful to the people of this state for giving me a chance to do for them what I very much want to do, which is to provide them with the best elections that they will never, ever have to doubt or worry about again. Now, to my fellow office holders, already I think we've been tested as of the first day we were in office, haven't we? And I'm grateful for their willingness that we can support each other, that we can work together. I'm looking forward to reaching across party lines as well as working with my fellow Democrats, because I understand very clearly that we have been given a public trust. And as much as we might love to leave a legacy because it might make us feel good, what we can only control is the time that we have while we're here in office. What we can only do is to take this space in time and take the lives of the people that were given to us and the tools that we've been given to do it, and do our very best and do everything we can to make people's lives better, because that is the essence of public service. And I thank my fellow office holders for sharing that viewpoint with me, and I relish the thought of working together with you so that we can accomplish just that. And I'm very proud of all of you.